discovered about yourself and the city that you didn't know when you started this campaign?
I'm first, right?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That you really can, you know, operate on about 4 hours sleep with a lot of coffee. I mean, I think that's one thing that I've definitely learned, that in running a campaign like this, it's my very first run for office. The experience has been, it's been great. I mean, it's been very positive. I've enjoyed tremendously the face-to-face and one-on-one connections to voters that I have experienced knocking on doors. As I mentioned earlier, I've knocked on doors, I think, in every neighborhood or every ward in the city. And so you know, I've really appreciated that time, because in events like this, whether they're debates or forums, or we've done a number of neighborhood meet and greets where, you know, I guess I've just learned about myself that, you know, or I should say, learned about the city, that there is just a great momentum here in this city. People are positive. People are hopeful for the future. They want to see a great city get even better. I mean, that's the thing that I guess I've taken from when I've knocked on doors, because you would think that when you knock on doors, you would hear, okay, you know, taxes are too high and we've got too many fees and, you know, some of the problems. And I have heard that. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have heard that. But overwhelmingly, the things that I've heard from the people in the Cross is just, we want the mayor, we want the council, we want the city government to work. We're tired of reading these stories in the newspaper about, you know, negotiations taking 2 years, or, you know, city employees being escorted out of the building and no one in sight as far as what happened. And they're tired of those kinds of issues. They want the mayor, they want the council to get together and work together to solve the problems. So that's really what I would take from this campaign. It's been just hugely positive. I've enjoyed every minute of it, except for the weather. The weather's been the one thing that's been a little challenging, but we're all in the same boat. And that what I've learned from the voters is that people are really positive and hopeful for a better city tomorrow.
Thank you. Mr. Farmer?
Well, a year ago, when the city administrator referendum was occurring, I obviously argued for an elected mayor, had that guest editorial, and I argued that elections were important, and they are. I didn't expect 1 year later to be demonstrating that they are important. And I never cease to be amazed, even going door to door, what you can learn just about that neighborhood, or the one I always cite. On the far north side, there's a 2-block street called Camp Street. I told the Tribune reporter, there's a story there. Go get it. I want to know how it got its name. But you learn. You learn something almost every door you knock on, whether there are people are home or not, because there's a story right there at the doorstep. And maybe I'm too intuitive or romantic, but I feel I learn something every time there. And then come the debates. And every so often you get a question that you aren't really 100% prepared for, and you go, well, I got to think about that one, all right? The knowledge base improves then. I'm referring to Marcia's question. The knowledge base improves. And then we get these questionnaires. And I haven't been able to respond to all the questionnaires. One asked about a fire utility. I don't think that's permitted by state statute, but isn't that a heck of an idea? Okay, so the process works. And do you all think you'd be here if this was a city administrator talking? No, you're here because there's a choice. That's important too. On a personal note, I learned the other day that I've lost 20 pounds in this campaign. My wife says don't get cocky. When I'm no longer going door to door and I'm closer to the refrigerator, she's sure I'll correct the situation.